The location that Stephanie, Megan, Joseph, and myself chose is Sunken City. This location is actually really unsafe. Not only because some deaths have been caused here, but also because, look at it, just take a look. It's a lot of rocks here. So, fortunately, this location has had quite a bit of history, and the history of this place, there used to be some homes that were here, and those homes were actually called bungalows, and those bungalows were here in 1929. Unfortunately, those bungalows went overboard, and not only did those bungalows go overboard, people have lost their lives here. So watch your step, because that step could be the difference between life and death. Though the view is pretty, it's not worth your life.
In San Pedro, California, there is the place called Sunken City. Several decades ago, there was a landslide causing all the houses on the cliff to fall into the ocean. Now what's left are ruins of roads, broken pipes, and beautiful graffiti art. Every inch of the ruins is covered in graffiti art. If you love street art, this is the place for you. This place will give you the closest look at what a post-apocalyptic world may look like.
The sunken city in San Pedro is not the only sunken city in the world. It amazes me that there are more places like it. Sunken city of Cuba is also not the only sunken city. It just so happens to be fairly popular. About a decade ago, some people happened to stumble upon a sunken city that was 650 meters under the surface. These people were on a survey hunt off the western coast near Cuba. Due to their usage of sonar equipment, it picked up a high advanced stone that led to an entirely unknown city underwater. Supposedly, the place these explorers stumbled upon was called Atlantis, discovered in Cuba, and Lost City.
The understanding of how both go hand in hand is crucial. They are equally important to each other. Since Sunken City has a limited amount of palm trees, this assures me that there is a combination of soil for agriculture and soil as simple as dirt to how many sedimentary and metamorphic rocks are present here. There isn't much good soil present, but there are about 5 palm trees that need good soil to survive. So this tells me that there is a mixture. When water hits these different types of soils, some soil is more vulnerable to water and may start flowing, which creates a landslide. Sand happens to be the most vulnerable, next being dirt, because it soaks up as much water as possible, then starts to slide, and lastly is topsoil. Topsoil is the least responsive to water. What topsoil does is move as big chunks. All these being a dangerous type of landslide, none of these are good when you're heading off a cliff.
Most of this cliffside has slid down, called a landslide. This is a common geological process known as mass wasting. This continuously happens here due to weathering, such as rain or wind, affecting the hillside.
Slump commonly occurs because a slope has been oversteepened. The material on the upper portion of a slope is held in place by the material at the bottom of the slope. As this anchoring material at the base is removed, the material above is made unstable and reacts to the pull of gravity. One relatively common example is a valley wall that becomes oversteepened by a meandering river, or in this example, oversteepening cliffs caused by the ocean. Another type of mass wasting is slump. Slump refers to the downward sliding of a mass of rock or unconsolidated material moving as a unit along a curved surface. Usually the slumped material does not travel spectacularly fast or very far. This is a common form of mass wasting, especially in thick accumulation of cohesive materials such as clay. Although slump may involve a single mass, it often consists of multiple blocks. Sometimes water collects between the base of the scarp and the top of the tilted block. As this water percolates downward along the surface of rupture, it may promote further instability and additional movement.
From being at this beautiful sunken city, there seems to be a wide range of landslides. There are 10 types. There's rotational landslides, translational, block slides, rock falls, topple falls, debris avalanches, earth flow, creep, and lateral spread. It looks like rockfall and topple fall occurred in the past at Sunken City. Rockfall is when rocks and boulders detach from the main surface that it lies on. Whereas topple fall, it is a forward gravitational force that causes a large chunk of land to detach. As a result from these landslides over the years, it looks like a lateral spread started to occur because the flat rock started to spread out.
Sandstone is the name given rocks in which sandstone grains predominate. After shale, sandstone is the most abundant sedimentary rock, accounting for approximately 20% of the entire group. Sandstones form in a variety of environments and often contain significant clues about their origin, including sorting, particle shape, and composition. Sorting and particle shape is the degree of similarity in particle size in the sedimentary rock. For example, if all the grains in a sample of the sandstone are about the same size, the sand is considered well sorted. Conversely, if rocks contains mixed large and small particles, the sand is said to be poorly sorted.
Sandstone is not the only sedimentary rock that is found here. There are many different types of sedimentary rock found all over Sunken City, such as gravel or mudstone, with all different types of textures. Gravel has a more coarse texture, while mudstone is more fine. Gravel is found towards the top of the cliff sides, while sandstone and mudstone are found towards the bottom.
Wave-cut cliffs, as the name implies, originate due to the cutting action of the surf against the base of the coastal land. As erosion progresses, hanging the notch at the base of the cliff crumble into the surf and the cliff retreats. A relatively flat, bench-like surface, also a wave-cut platform, is left behind preceding cliff. The platform broadens as wave attacks continues. Some debris produced by the breaking waves remains along the water's edge as sediments on the beach, while the remainder is transported farther seaward. In a wave-cut platform is uplifted above sea level by tectonic forces, it becomes a marine terrace. Marine terraces are easily recognized by the gentle seaward sloping shape and are often desirable sites for coastal roads, buildings, or agriculture.
The history, structure, and types of rocks present on the premises of Sunken City are important and cause the location to be very dangerous, not to mention the steep cliffs that are there. Visiting San Pedro was a wonderful experience, and I do agree with the community neighbors of San Pedro. It is part of San Pedro, and anyone who is in the city or near the city should get a chance or the opportunity to witness the beauty of the location rather than through images.
So, the extras here. Say it to me. Oh, Jesus. This is dangerous.